It
Sorry.
shouldn't bring us to the point where I'm like, I don't like Cal anymore because he doesn't agree with what I say. Like, at the end of the day, it's fun to have these debates. It's fun to
Yeah.
have different opinions because someone gonna look at me crazy for saying a hot take. Shutter Island's better than Scarface. Shout out. Others
Hey,
gonna
we
look
want to
crazy
keep
for
our
saying other
viewers.
stuff.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. We are here once again. I know it's been a long time since you've seen us up here all together. Episode 2 was quite some time ago, but we have finally assembled once again for episode 3, the finale, but not the final. So don't get it twisted. We'll be back again after this. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Definitely appreciate you joining us for another great live stream where we gonna tackle a few topics for you guys, few things that have been on our mind lately that we really want to talk about, that I'm sure you guys have also probably have thought about as well, and would love to hear us talk about. So once again, thank you for having us. Thank you for being here with us again. Kal-El Daily, Ben Buster, Jagoda Blue. We back.
We back.
Yes, sir.
Feeling
And
good.
better than ever. I'm back and better than ever. That's for you, all you wrestling fans out there. Eric Bischoff's WWE theme right there.
Hey, they just left, Ben. They just left. No, thank you for having me, all you assemblers, and to the chat, the assemblies. We appreciate you. Thank you. It's always a fun time with you guys.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is episode number 3, man. If you haven't checked out episodes 1 and 2, definitely check them out. Great conversations, great debates. You've seen some of it in the trailer, so if you haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out, man. It was a lot of fun doing the 2 episodes. So hopefully, if you haven't seen it, you'll go check it out. So I mean, we're gonna get into it, man. It's the 4 of us. We all came up with these topics along with Movie Hunter 2020, who actually gave us our first topic, man, and it's a big one. We just had a great movie come to theaters over the weekend, and the headlines read that it overperformed. We never really hear that. Usually the headlines that say this movie, it top, its gross was bigger than what it was budgeted at. But they started to change it up because things just have not been going good with movies entering the theaters. We've seen Fall Guy. What else? These movies aren't doing very good, so they're starting to hit the digital platform a little bit earlier. They're falling flat in theaters. Theaters are now starting to reduce ticket prices at certain times of the day. They're introducing more combos, trying to bring the customer in. Things just aren't looking good. So, topic number 1 comes straight from Movie Hunter 2020. He says, movie theaters are they slowly dying, or do we think they're still here to stay?
Okay.
I'll start off with this one. I will honestly say, from a standpoint of a successful movie, you need theaters because streaming doesn't guarantee you the revenue you'll get back from making the film. It doesn't guarantee you the amount of views that you're going to get from getting the view from the thing, because we know we just had a strike on something like this, dealing with streaming and everything, whereas they were using the use of AI and what the streaming percentages were for studios. It's not much. It's like, what is it, like 10 cents on the dollar? But that's per subscription. That does not mean if you're sitting there with a bunch of friends, that's one subscription at that house watching it. So you're only getting the money for that subscription that's being used right then and there. In order for them to make money back, it needs to get into the billions of views on streaming platforms. Whereas with the theaters, helps them negate some of that, because, hey, look, let's release it in theaters. Let's do this. But there's also one dilemma here, too, because I read that article, D-Ray. I also read this article that Marvel is to blame for all these movies bombing at the box office. Because remember, movies like Fall Guy that would do that much at the first thing, we never felt that they were a bomb because Marvel set the bar too high when there was movies debut and they're like already at 125 million. 250 million when they debut that opening weekend. So a movie has to make that in people's minds, in studios' minds. That movie has to make that money, or otherwise it's deemed a failure. The studios are setting themselves up to fail if that's their mentality. Whereas the mentality before that was, hey, if we could get like 20 million opening weekend, that's a great showing. That means we're on par with what else is coming out. Let's see what else is coming up. Okay, so we don't have competition for at least a month. Okay, we can at least stay steady at like between 20 and 15 million for those 4 weeks and make back our budget within a month or 2 months. But C, it's because of the Marvel influence, the MCU influence of, oh, you need all your money right away back again, that a lot of these movies are deemed failures. So
Yeah.
I think from a business standpoint, theaters are here to stay from the studio aspect of it.
I think it's double. I think theaters are dying, meaning that I think that we're going to see closures of theaters, but I don't think they're going to die completely. Part of the reason I say that, and I understand what you're saying, Ben, about the Marvel Studios, but I think sometimes we do put it in perspective. Like certain movies, we don't expect to do Marvel numbers because they're different genre movies. So if you go see a drama movie or, some regular sci-fi, I don't think we expect 400 million. And sometimes 60 million is a good kind of opening weekend for them. Yeah, Marvel has set the bar extremely high, but I think one of the problems is, and the reason why I think it's dying is because the price of the movies, it's not just the ticket anymore. Now it's the refreshments. The theater had the experience attached to it, I think, back in the day. And that was a big allure to why people went to the theaters, right? It was more than just going to see the movies. It was getting the popcorn, going with your friends, with your family. And as technology got good, the Dolby Atmos and everything. So I think right now we're moved away a bit from the actual experience. And now it's focused on, holy crap, this ticket is this much, and then I'm going to go spend this much money at the theater where I can stay at home. And now with the technology at home, you have 60, 70, 80-inch TVs, high-power TVs. You got great surround sound systems. And so a lot of people feel, why go to the theaters and spend all this money when I can just maybe wait a bit, watch it at home, or if you got some type of, platform where you can watch movies early, you get that there. So I think because of that, we're going to see the closures of movies, but I don't think we're going to see movies completely going altogether. One, because they still bring in revenue. And I think that when we have these high times of movies that are actually good, which we've been missing for a while, and Marvel gave us that, movies are packed. You listen, Oppenheimer, it took me, I don't know how long to see Oppenheimer. Like the theaters everywhere was packed. So I think when you actually have good movies in the theaters, people are going to go. But so I think it's a mixture. So I think we're going to see the closure of some. And then Sony just recently bought Alamo, which is I don't know if you guys have that in your state, but it's a popular theater. So I don't think they're closing for good, but I do think that we're going to see a decrease in the number of open theaters.
Yeah, I definitely agree with, a lot of things both of you guys said. And that was going to be my biggest sticking point was what Jagoda was saying. I mean, the experience at home now is just as good as the theater. So it's almost negating the point, unless you just want to do an outing now on the weekend or something to decide to, I want to go see this movie in the theater. Now it's not like, quite the almost every other weekend thing for most people to where they used to go because it was cheaper. It was a little more affordable to go. And now it's just becoming a quick little experience. Oh, let's just go see this one at the theater. I really want to see this one. You're not going as often anymore because the ticket prices, concession prices are up. And, it's across the board. It's not just theaters doing it. We're seeing it with fast food. We've seen it in headlines, Target, and I think a couple of stores, they're trying to lower their prices because, the customers aren't there spending that same dollar that they used to spend before. So they're trying to find other ways, to bring the customer back in. So with theaters now, I've seen with Regal, because that's who I mostly got here in my area, on the weekend, the first showing on Saturdays and Sundays now are $6. So they're trying to pull that customer back in. They got different little combo deals at the concession stand that you can pick up. So they're trying other little small things to help bring it in, because I don't typically go to the movies during prime time, and definitely not on the weekend. So I don't see the full theaters that some of you guys are seeing. Plus, there's so many here in the area, including Raleigh. So I don't see them packed. The last time I seen a packed theater that I went was Scream, and that's only because I went on a Saturday evening. So typically when I go, the theaters aren't packed at all. Even when I look at tickets to see, like, okay, is this movie selling out? Sometimes I'll just go on my app and look, and it's not. It's not even close to it. So maybe it's just my area, because I'm not in a big city area. I will have to travel a little bit further to get to those more dense populated theaters that people might be going to. But in my area, I do not see most movies selling out at all. Most of them aren't full, even on some Friday nights. They're just not full like that. So like Jagoda said, I think that's what we'll be seeing, is a few more that, that we're used to seeing. They're probably going to be closing up because they're just not getting that same foot traffic, the same amount of dollar coming in. But I don't think they're just going to totally die out.
Do we see theaters start doing the AMC pass plan now, in like Regal, Cinemark? Do we start seeing something like that to try and get more people in?
It's a great package, because I got it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Regal definitely has one.
Because I know Nate from Geeks and Flicks has something similar to that with the AMC pass. So he's there at the theaters almost every weekend because, hey, I'm getting free movies because of the rewards program. I think if theaters went that route, like offered a pass, hey, you go see, let's say you go see 4 movies a month, which is believable, because especially over the summer, there's kids movies coming out all the time. There's big, usually huge summer blockbusters. So going to see 4 movies a month, or 4 movies in a 2-month time, and hey, after the 4th or 5th one, you get something free. I think that will also get people in there. My local theater has always done matinees at $5, and Tuesdays are $5. So it's like, so it's nothing new for me to do that. My Cinemark, on the other hand, just lowered their prices to where their matinee prices are now $5.25. So it's not necessarily just an even $5; it's $5.25. I'm going, because I hardly step foot in my Cinemark because the ticket prices are too damn expensive for me and my wife to go. Whereas a smaller theater here, we can go see a matinee showing for $10. Go in and get our pop. If we want popcorn, a large popcorn is like $5 for us, and then the drink's like $4. So you're talking almost $20 there for a date for the two of us.
This man
which
broke
is
down the
good
and everything.
Yeah, which is a good thing if you think about it that way. And they have a small rewards plan that, okay, you use your card, you get points. I have so many free movies sitting there, but I go usually when I can't use the passes or coupons for them, so they just sit there and accumulate. So there's one time me and my wife are going to go to movies. We're going to get free drinks, free food, and a free movie because of all the reward points.
My take on it is, firstly, let me just say, you got Jacoda. You that boy good. You act like you know about what the ticket prices you just said. Like, oh, wait a minute. Hold up, look at that solo shot. I look good, don't I? But first of all, he acts like he knows. Jacoda buys 1 click a day, but he's relatable though. He sounds like he know what he's talking about right there. But far as the question, I truly believe we're in a time of. First of all, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. Fall Guy. If like those titles sound like they're set up to failure. Who's asking for Garfield? Like If sounds like it's going to just fail in the Fall Guy. Like, I mean, it's going to fall. Like these titles. If you guys really look at what's been releasing, that has to factor into the momentum of the box office. Like Fury Rosa. I mean, it did bad. I don't see why it did that bad, but at the same time, it's like people love Mad Max all of a sudden, but I've never heard that movie really. So I think the expectations they've been a little bit high on these movies. I think it's just we're ready to get back to the way things were, and frankly, That is not going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be quite some time. I mean, COVID really was a big hit. People fail to realize how much that hurt. And whether people are still scared to go out or not is not even a factor anymore. It's the fact that people are used to the habits they picked up during COVID. Streaming always did hurt it, and streaming continues to hurt it because at the end of the day, it's like we always talk about with physical media. I'll just wait for a sale. It's the same thing. They just wait for it to come to streaming. I mean, look at Fall Guy. It was right on streaming. How many? What, 2 weeks or what? How many days? I don't remember, but it was very short time period. So,
Do you
I think we're
But you,
seeing
uh,
re- we're my bad. I think we're seeing like a restructure. So I don't think theaters are going to go away. It's an institution that they want to keep because like the Oscars and all that, they want to
Mhm,
keep theaters in play. It's a tradition. That's something we don't want
mhm,
to really see go away. But at the same time, you're witnessing restructure. So it's going to change, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of them go out, but you'll start seeing local towns pick up theaters, and they'll have to, play like distribution type thing, and they'll have to get the films there to show them. But it's just a restructuring period, and I believe the AMC pass is going to be the route because I'm sorry, movie theaters, you're going to have to suffer what movies and music did. You're going to have to suffer like they
mhm,
suffered bootlegging, basically. Glorified bootlegging, which is the streaming services, people staying at home, people paying $10 and getting all the music they want, people paying $15 getting all the movies they want. Well, guess what? People are going to have to pay $20 to get all the movies they want. It's just where we're at. They created the monster, and
yeah.
that's where we're at. Just restructure.
But
do
I think
you
similar to what D-Ray was saying, and I think as a point is we're seeing this across a number of things. So like if you take your cell phone provider, right? They're packaging things with cell phone providers and cable providers in order to stay afloat. So if you got T-Mobile, you may can get Hulu for free, or you may can get Netflix for free.
Hmm.
So streaming is struggling too. So what they're trying to do
mhm,
in order to, like, you'll have the backdoor deals where, let's say, a platform like a streaming platform will have a contract with one of these cell phone providers that, okay, we have this, let's get more subscribers on a T-Mobile line so we can do this. AMC Pass is great. I have it. You can see 12 movies a month. That they're not going to be able to survive on, because if you actually see how much money they're losing
mhm,
by
Hmm.
ticket prices, they're not remaking it. I don't think. I don't have the stats, but I don't think they're remaking it on the concession stand. So unless they're operating at a profit before and they can sustain that, even if you do get people, because people nowadays either bring their own stuff into the movie theaters or maybe
Hmm.
get one thing, you know what I mean? So it's a great idea, but to
Hmm.
have it by itself, I don't know how long they're going to be able to sustain that because of the amount of money that they would technically be losing ticket prices. And Six Flags did the same thing. I used to be a platinum pass holder at Six Flags.
mhm, mhm.
You pay this one price, you go for an entire season. Their idea is I'll make it up in concessions, games, and all this stuff. Now, amusement parks are different because you most likely can, especially with the food and all the other stuff. But as you see, Six Flags is struggling as well. So I'm not sure AMC is going to be able to survive unless we start seeing these packaging where, hey, you join this cell phone provider, this cable provider, and we'll give you, these tickets, which they do now. So
But
it's all
the
across the
Do
board.
we
package,
think?
the hmm
Go, Cal.
okay, the package part he's talking about. I mean, I know that's centered, and a lot of people notice that, but it's always been around. Back to the cable days when we always got it's a package. It's always been a package deal for something. So I don't really think I think that's something that we're zeroing in on, but it's always been here. I think all these companies are going to take a hit. Like everything
Mhm,
has to restructure at some point because what's going to really trickle down to is the movies. The movies are just going to get smaller budgets because everybody they're going to see over time that this is not sustainable to make these type of movies, and they're not even doing well in the box office. So you're going to see a trickle effect from every area in Hollywood. You really are. So
Here's
it's
the
just
other thing too on this topic.
mhm.
Do you guys think that streaming, that the movie shouldn't stream? What's the window from the time it's released in theaters, in your opinion, to the time it's streaming on a streaming service?
5 months, in my
Because I
opinion.
honestly think
5 months.
having it 2 weeks later from the release date in theaters hurts the movie in the
It
theater
does.
Oh no,
experience.
that
It
means it's
does,
in
but
trouble.
at the same time, but here's like it does, and I understand. Like yes, it should wait a bit so that it forces, or maybe will force people to go to the theaters. But you understand, we're in a society that has a very quick, like the hype of something. If you wait that long, now it kills streaming because now the hype about that movie. If I wait 5 months, I may not be that hyped to get that movie
Even a
as
month?
they used to be.
Even a
A
month,
month? No,
Jago?
no, yeah, I'm with waiting, but I think that the
I
window
disagree.
you got to be very cautious of the window, right? And we had a longer window before, but I feel like right
Hmm.
now the hype of things goes very quickly, and plus you got product that consistently comes out and comes out. Five
Yeah.
months from now, man, we had like maybe like what 12 to 20 movies. Like
Yeah, but that's
it's
because we're going through a restructuring period. The world went through a crisis. Like Hollywood is still feeling that, so things are slower. Like there's a lot of shows that are still catching up. Like,
And a lot
but
of
there's
these
so
movies are
much in
still
streaming.
are
Sorry,
still
there's so
the
much in
ones
stream.
from being pushed back. I agree with you, Cal. A
Yeah,
lot of
for
these
sure.
movies that are coming out are the ones that have been pushed back because of COVID
Hmm.
and the
yeah,
strike.
And there's
but my thing is we'll still get product. Like the physical media space, it's a turnaround. Like you have to sell product consistently,
Mhm.
See,
and
I think
buzz doesn't
5 months
last
is
long.
perfect. I do because
Yeah, I
it'll
don't want to wait
increase the
five
want.
months.
We've been there. I know we're in the ADH era now, but people conform and adapt to things like that. They really do. It will become the norm after a while because it was like that before. Just like them taking our movies away. You do know Hollywood didn't want to release movies into the home at one time. And they got used to it. They adapt. Now that feels normal. Like when they do these things, it eventually becomes a normal thing. And there is so much content that we're missing. It falls in between the cracks. Content is constantly coming out on these streaming networks. And I think we will be well we will have more than enough in between that time period, and I think that will actually build anticipation to either, if you don't want to wait 5 months, get your ass to the movie theater. So that, I think, it might work out. Only movies that should be coming out very soon is independent movies where they already made their budget back. It doesn't even matter if they come out a month later, but all the big stuff shouldn't come out that fast, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that goes like Kyle said earlier. Some of these movies are kind of like an anomaly, like Fall Guy.
Mhm.
They're To me, they're purposely putting certain people into these movies. They know, if you think about it, Fall Guy, that was even a little bit before my time. I remember I think I was like 6
Mhm.
years old when that show was a hit because I remember getting in trouble because of the intro had a curse word in it, and I said it to my brother because he loved the show. So that movie is definitely aimed at a older demographic, but they trying to put someone to star in it that a lot of people like. So they had to already know, okay, this movie may not do as good as we intend for it to because it's only aimed towards a certain demographic other than putting this star in it. And then it's continuously happening with the other movies that we see. They're trying to stockpile it with big name actors and actresses because they know this story or these characters, they're not really going to move the number. So if we can put some faces in there that everybody loves and accustomed to, maybe then they'll come and see it. Like the whole Garfield thing. Yes, it's kind of catered to kids, but you also still have to bring in the family member, the adult of the house has to be willing to also go see the movie and enjoy it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
They made a lot of
And
mistakes with streaming. They did.
You know,
But as we said earlier, Jagoda and Ben kind of touched on the subject already about streaming. And that's going to lead us right to our next question. This is one that was really on my mind. So I decided to go ahead and add it. How long do you guys think streaming apps will last despite not seeing profits? Will we continue to see more mergers like our ESPN, Disney, Hulu, or, packaged together, Amazon Prime, MGM, or will we see more partnerships in the future? Will they die out? Will they start to merge? What do you guys think about that one?
I see the
We
mergers.
Yeah, I see the mergers too. I see a lot. You've already seen it with Warner Brothers Discovery with their streaming platforms. They're kind of merging all those into one. You saw it with Disney and Fox. The Fox platform is now in Disney Plus. Disney Plus also offers the Hulu bundle. They offer bunch of bundles together. There's a bunch of bundles out there doing stuff like that. Sports, when you were talking about D-Ray, it's all that. Even look at TNT right now. TNT is not even going to get the NBA, and the NBA has been on forever on TNT. Why? Because they're going on a streaming platform where they know they can make more money with the games that way. And so I think we're going to see a lot more mergers happen where we're going to have maybe 3 or 4 big companies overall, and they're just going to have everything under them. Not necessarily all merging and say like Netflix has like 3 or 4 different apps together. Does not mean that they're just going to be all under Netflix. It's like maybe a look at the WWE UFC. They're under the TKO Holdings company. Maybe do something like that where they have a holdings company that's overseas. This is like, here's Netflix and here's movies and more. And it's like Netflix carries all your TV show content and all the movie content is over here. They do it like this, or even sporting content. We even see Netflix going into the sports realm now too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so everything's going streaming in sports and all that. So I could see a bunch of like big 3, big 4, kind of like how the networks we had growing up were ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. Those were the big 4. I can see a big 4 in the realm of streaming, merging wise too.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
think that's the one thing that's really leading the way for streaming right now, despite not really seeing those profits. You know, a lot of these movies just aren't pulling in the numbers that they're hoping. People are signed up. Then once they watch this content, this original content, the movies or the shows, they end up unsubscribing to the package. So bringing sports in is going to help keep those customers there, bring new customers in. And I know it's going to hurt the broadcast side, the over the air channels a bit, because now they're getting less games, and there's going to probably be more blackouts for certain games that people want to see, because now you have to move to the streaming app. So we saw that last season with the NFL. People were very upset that playoff games was being played on Peacock. We're going to see more on Netflix and other streaming sites this year. So it's going to be just like WWE is going to be spread across so many stations and streaming sites. It's going the same way with NFL. It's about to happen with the NBA as well. So, that this is going to be the key to a lot of survival with streaming is these, live sports. And, HBO Max has their Bleacher Report. So they're bringing in a little bit more this season. They're real big on NHL, NCAA March Madness. So, that's where it's going. So I also see that too. I don't see every individual app lasting. But I do think, they'll find their way to, bring it all together. Because I know a lot of people are complaining that, it's starting to feel like cable now. I got rid of cable for streaming, but now the prices are going up, especially if you want the 4K package with no ads. It's getting expensive. So, people aren't going to subscribe to all of these, and especially with them cracking down on password sharing.
And here's the thing about all that too, especially with sports. You're talking live programs. When some of these streaming apps don't do live content. The first thing and Netflix did that was live sports wise was golf. Yeah, it was golf. One of the easiest sports to do, and they were still having troubles with people getting dropped from the feed because their servers couldn't do it. Their bandwidth couldn't do it. So we're going to start seeing their infrastructure start expanding in order to do all these live broadcasts to the point where, like D-Ray was saying, their prices are going to go up exponentially.
I think streaming is actually in a worse position than even movie theaters. If you think about it, we can see movie theaters and we can see the closure of it, but streaming has always been dependent, right? They've been dependent upon physical media. Like when you buy your physical media, you get a digital copy. For some people, that was their introduction into streaming. Like, and it caused you to do something else. They're dependent upon TV shows heavily. Like I know a lot of people that have gotten certain streaming services strictly for TV series, and then once that period is out, they may cut it off, and then when it comes back, they come back on. Now with sports, even to like an NBA, 1 year NBA 2K did a partnership with a League Pass, and so if you bought like the highest level of NBA 2K, you got the League Pass to go with it, right? So streaming has been like, I mean, again, the allure of streaming back in the day, and D-Ray touched on it, was I'm paying for cable and I'm paying all this money for all this stuff, and some of the things I don't want, but it's a package deal, so I have to get it. Streaming comes in, gives you choices, gives you things like that. But for some people that are really into movies and things like that, it's very limited, right? Like Netflix, if you want to go pre some years, Netflix most likely won't have the movie. You'll have to go to another app. But the thing is, they're struggling, and so now they're packaging. Now they're being attached to every single thing, grabbing sports to try to hold on. they're getting comedy specials in advance, and again, you make that deal there. It goes on Netflix, but I think that like at some point, because of the price, because people have 4 or 5 different streaming services that's equaling up to the same amount of money as you would cable, and then you still have to pay
Mm-hmm.
for internet. And if you want
Yeah.
good internet, now you got to pay what you have to pay for that. So now people are cutting back, and then I think people that I know for me, people that maybe are physical media people that actually, if I use my digital codes and I download it, like I cut off my Disney Plus because outside of the TV series, I have all the movies. I don't need Disney Plus,
Mhm.
So I think we're gonna start seeing dwindling down of streaming services to like maybe some of the major ones, but yeah, streaming's been in bad shape for a while, I think. And
Oh,
I
I
mean,
mean,
here in Chicago, the Cubs are on Marquee, which is an exclusively online only streaming platform for them. Which in the realm of sports, I think it's smart for them to only go streaming because if you want to catch a game and you don't have any of these streaming services, you're going to get your butt a ticket to go to the game, sit there and watch that game locally. Because that's the only way
I
I'm going to catch a Cubs game. I can't watch it on my local TV anymore because it's exclusively on a streaming platform.
I think
So if I
that's
want
smart.
to catch a game, I have to go to the field to actually go watch it. I actually have to go to the park, which I think in the realm of sports, that might be the new thing. It's like, oh yeah, you're on streaming, but we're going to black you out. In order for you to watch this local game, you have to go to the arena or a local sports bar to do it, which drums up business for that local sports bar, which drums up business for the arena as well.
I think it's a smart play on them to try to incorporate sports because it's live. And you know how you guys just said, "Oh, we get it," because that's how a lot of us were introduced to streaming. There was a show we really want to watch, so we grabbed it for that period of time, and when it was over, it was done. Like I always thought it was smarter just to let that show air, then you grab it real quick, and then you can binge it really fast, and then you be done instead of get going on there and staying weekly with a show because it's a longer period of time. But that was how a lot of our introductions to streaming was. But the live sports is really a good play because in doing that a season runs long. Football's long. Basketball is that NHL. That's all long season. So you'll stay. You'll keep the memberships. Like if you like wrestling, and Netflix got it, you'll keep it. It's a weekly show. You know what I mean? So that is a very smart play, and that is very, if that works out, that's going to be a saving grace for them because it's going to make people keep memberships. People don't keep memberships. That's just the reality. People keep them. I think Disney Plus only does well because people need them for background noise for their children. Like so their kids they can sit their kids in front of it. Like I think that's the only reason that does well. But sports is going to really help. But a lot of these services were built this way. Like so when people say, "Oh, they're this one's getting bought out and it's going to combine and they're going to do this and that," like if people go back and like Google and remember that Paramount Plus was actually built to sell off. Like it's not going to be around. It's going to be sold. It was actually built, and a couple of other services were, and they were already sold. They were smaller, but that's the reality. Like they're actually building some of this stuff, trimming fat. Like when you see shows, just a bunch of shows drop. That's because they're getting ready to market this show. I mean, market this streaming app to other companies to sell it. Like there's a couple of these apps that we all love. It's going to be sold. And I think Apple is going to want to keep theirs. I think Netflix is going to always want to be Netflix, but a lot of these things are not going to be around forever. They weren't even built to be forever. Streaming, they shot themselves in the foot with the streaming thing, and a lot of people, when you get into the physical media part of it, a lot of people confuse streaming. The language of streaming was lost very early, long time ago. It was to cut the cord. It was the rival to cable. Somewhere along the lines, people just made it an alternative to owning media. And it was never its rival. But somewhere us people made that a thing and we let them take media from us, slowly but surely disappearing. Y'all can root for the boutiques all you want. Once the boutiques are the only game in town, they're going to gouge the hell out of us. But this is what is happening. And so it's I don't really care because me I don't mess with the devil. I've never had a streaming service once, so it doesn't bother me when the prices go up, go down. But I know you guys are feeling the pain. all I can say is physical media forever. That's
Cal,
all.
you calling people devil worshippers?
Nah,
So
it's the devil.
No, I'm messing with you.
I
I'm messing with
have a
Foosball is
question.
the devil.
I have a question for you gentlemen. I know we're all in. You three are in the East Coast. I'm in the Midwest. But what's the top package you guys for your internet from your internet provider to say in order to stream? What would be the top package per month?
Free.
you mean to want to pay?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
what are they
okay.
saying that you need in order to stream to pay the bandwidth side of things? Like how many upload speed, download speeds,
I feel
price
like it's
point
like
wise?
I feel like $80 seems to be the regular thing in this area,
Okay.
kind of. Cause that, like
Mhm.
when you go and you sign up for something, it'll
Yeah.
say recommended.
Yeah.
So, like for
Yeah.
example, the 1 gig thing is like
Yeah.
$80. If you want something higher, it'll be
Yeah.
more, but I would say around like the 80 range.
80
Which,
bucks.
if you think about it, back in the day, and I'm gonna age myself, the triple
Uh,
play at Time Warner, which I had, was only like
yeah.
$90 for all three.
Yep.
That was
You know
about
what
the
I mean? If
cost of
you
cable.
think,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So now your
And then
internet by itself.
yeah,
But
internet
this is
by
what they're
itself is
doing. They're throwing extra stuff in it. So
yeah.
Verizon right now, if you sign up for Verizon and you stay for 65 days, you get a Switch,
Yeah.
right? That's going to get people there.
Yeah.
Or Optimum, they're giving you a couple $100 gift card to a certain store. So again, everything is played on these packages, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are not even getting. They're just getting just the internet. They're not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People aren't
Me,
going to have landlines in their
I'm them
house. I
No.
people.
mean,
No.
old folks. I
It's
mean,
it's
elders.
just
Excuse me. I
internet.
say old.
Okay. So 80 bucks for just internet.
Yep.
80
Yep.
bucks
That's
just
about
for
yeah.
internet.
Yo, did you just diss the older people, bruh?
I
So
said
so
elders.
let's say
Elders?
this.
That's older, bruh.
What's the going rate? Because I don't have the highest packages in some of these streaming services. So what's the highest package would you say would be for the 4K with no ads? What
I paid 25 for Netflix 4K no way.
okay. So you're along with internet, now you're paying 100 and
Yep.
you're paying 105 bucks. You do that with Amazon, pay another 25, you're at 130. You do
Oh,
that
yeah.
with something else, you're already at it goes up to a point where it's like, okay, I'm spending half of like 200 bucks a month on TV. When at one point in time I did this, like Cal was saying, to cut the cable, to cut the cord for cable and everything like this. But then they're just being like, oh, everyone's on smartphones now, so let's just do all this. Let's package all this up to make it cheaper. But what they don't realize is after that package is done, that initial promo package, you're paying regular
Yeah, but it
pricing.
also too, it shows that these apps are limited, which is why
Yeah.
you have to jump and get another app.
Yeah.
And then you got to
Yeah.
think, honestly,
Well,
hey, YouTube is it. YouTube is it. Like, obviously they don't have shows and stuff, but like sports, I know a lot of people don't watch
Yeah.
sports and they'll just watch the highlights on sports, or just the entertainment. Let's call it entertainment at
Yeah.
this point.
mhm.
YouTube provides an entertainment that you can get without having to sit through a movie for 2 hours, without having to sit through
You
a
get
TV series for 45 to an hour. And
you get
again, our
premium.
attention spans are short now.
You
So
get premium on YouTube and you have a chance to do their YouTube rental of movies for
yeah.
free.
And then
So it's
you think
like,
about it, you got social media, that's going on, you got podcasts that's controlling. So it's sometimes it's outside of like physical media or just like TV shows and movies. You have competition for viewership everywhere. Podcasts are huge
Yeah.
now, right?
Mhm.
And some of these podcasts can go 20, 30 minutes to an hour of different type of interest that you may have. So now people are looking at more podcasts per day
yeah.
than they would a movie or something
Mhm.
like that. So I think the viewership has been affected by competition of what people want to watch. And so it may not even be that the movies suck, even though some of the movies do suck or things of that. It plays a role, but it also is people and what they're doing now. People spend hours on social media, Instagram and things like that. Or as we
Mhm.
all have done, we've decided to sit down and watch a good old movie in our house. And 10 minutes into the movies, what are we doing? We're on our
On
phones,
the phone.
right? It's the product of what we're in right now. And
Mhm.
so
The truth is,
that to me is probably one of the biggest things that anything has to compete with now is what our viewership
our
culture is.
attention span, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to start putting that ADHD medicine inside our streaming.
Look at
To be
viewership of
fair,
videos on YouTube, Cal. Yeah.
real quick, because I want D ready to go. Let me first of all, who the hell is doing that? I heard them numbers Ben was putting out, like, like when it all adds up to, I got this that app, I got that app, I got that app, plus I play the internet. Like, why are y'all doing that? Who cares? Like, I mean, is it really that, like, you really the self-discipline about it, right? I understand. Just like us, we all have our things, but we can't say I'm getting stars this month, I'm getting Netflix this month, I'm getting this, and then like the shows aren't going anywhere. Half these shows that you guys buy these apps for are flagship shows. So
Mhm.
they're not going nowhere. So it's like, I guess it's all about being in the now, the weekly. Everybody's talking about the Star Wars show right now, so you got to have it right now. But do you really? I mean, half of us complain about the shows that we got the app for anyway. So do we really need to rush to watch it? And far as the price points, like you getting it for a deal and it's not sustainable. But I mean, that's the drug method. You always give it away cheap or give it away free, and then people get so hooked on this stuff. You're like, I gotta have it. I mean, a lot of our internet started at $60. We're
Mhm.
paying like 150, some of
Yeah.
us. So it's like that's what they do. That's always been a motto. So when they give us something like that, it's never for the long haul. Like, don't be naive. But yeah, go ahead, D-Ray. My bad.
All right. With that being said, let's move to, because I think one of you guys had said, physical media forever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our movies, man. Something that's near and dear to us, our steel books, our slip covers. I believe it was Ben that posed this question, and it's a good question because we see a lot of re-releases coming.
Mhm.
We'll get one movie out of a franchise. We'll get the slip,
Mhm.
then we'll get the steel, or we'll get the steel book first. A few months later, half a year later, here comes, the slip cover. So, when it comes to franchises, Ben says, should franchises be upgraded all at once or independent of one another? Now we know what the company's,
Yeah.
decision on that is. It's independent, or bring out half a box set of it and then give you the rest later to make you buy twice.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think about that whole business model, or what do you think should, how things should go?
I think that so sometimes how they do it, I don't mind. Like so, like for example, the Indiana Jones, right? You have the four steel books, all same artwork. They come out
Mhm.
with that, and then at a later point, they'll come out with the little cash grab, the little case that has them all like that. I think they should come out all at once, right? But I guess I just understand like they're gonna come out with it all at once in a different form, in a different way, and then they're gonna come out with another one. I think that's just how it is right now. Whenever a new movie is coming out that's part of that franchise, there's an addition, they're just gonna add it. And so sometimes I don't mind because then that means you'll have to wait until they decide when they're gonna finish the franchise, which who knows when that's gonna be before they actually give us a full thing.
Yeah.
So then if there's an unknown, give us them individually and don't make a box set until you're ready to end the franchise.
Or or you do it like this. We got Vacation and Christmas Vacation on 4K. We're never going to see European because it's European or Vegas, because those are not the two most well known, not the two most popular ones. The only way we're going to get those is via a package with all four of them. Kind of like look at the Monty Python when they came out in 4K. It was just Meaning of Life. Why would you put that one down and not your most popular one of Holy Grail? You would have sold so many, and then you could release the next two. We don't need 13 copies on 4K of the same pressing of Terminator 2.
Hey, whoa,
No,
why
no,
you
we
using
kind of
that
do.
one?
No, we
Well,
kind
well,
of
well,
do that.
as a
That's
fan of the Terminator franchise, no, as a fan of the
So that
Terminator franchise, I
Lionsgate
would like to
steelbook,
have some
man.
of the other ones that never saw 4K come out on 4K too,
Mm,
as well, like 3,
nah.
4, and 5.
Yeah,
I mean,
It
I
might be in
like.
a
I
I mean
don't.
group.
that's
I don't mind re-releases. Sometimes I don't mind different things. I know it's cash grab. I do. Trust me. But I don't mind sometimes them coming out with new artwork for the movie. But you got to space it out. You can't do it within the same year or something. That's like kind of crazy.
So
Sometimes they do that. You know what I mean?
the,
But
the
well,
I did
Chakota,
put
they do that because it's not going to last. The doom and gloom is always the trendy topic. It's always that physical media is not going to last but so long. So they thinking we got to hurry up and put this out, or people are not going to care, or they're going to, as physical media is going out and everybody's getting out the game. Because I see it all the time when these news come out, when the bad news come out for physical media, I see a lot of people will be like, all right, I'm gonna start selling stuff. Like people are like that, they're reactionary. So I understand why they do it. I don't like people using Terminator 2 though, because there's a lot of things. I bet
He
if it was
said, I don't
if
like
it
that.
was
Okay.
if it was Weird Al, what I'm saying, it'd been a little different. But
He's trying to come at you first. See, I just got sensitive, y'all.
Let's put it this way. Let's use the Rocky franchise, for example. We're getting that nice Rocky set coming out.
uh,
And would each one be just as popular selling them individually? Probably not. As a group, yes. See,
Yeah.
that's a franchise doing it that way. But you can't tell me that putting something out that has multiple sequels with the same cast or the same group of actors that is deemed like Monty Python, for example, like the vacation films, that doing two of them and then never doing everything else doesn't hurt at all. But yet you re-release them, but when people are actually saying, I want to complete what I have first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's contrary to what they do. Like sometimes you package things so that the least ones, the unpopular ones, can sell all together, right?
mhm.
So like if the franchise has 5 films and 2 of them suck, you can't sell those 2 because you're not going to make it. So you're going to put all 5
Yeah.
together to sell it all together, i.e. Halloween. Shout out to that trash. But so
What?
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just had to throw that in there. But
Y'all
the thing
taking
is
shots,
that
bro?
I think what's worse is when they like change the formats. So you'll get the 2 4Ks for the first 2 movies, and they drop you down to a Blu-ray and
Yeah.
stuff like that. To me, is like you're just killing
Yeah.
your whole production at this point. So it's kind of like let it come out individually until you're done, and then maybe when you're done, give us a box set. Like
Yeah.
Bad Boys, right? They can come out with all 4 steelbooks. I'll buy all 4. And then if they later come out with a complete set, I'm probably gonna buy it all because I'm a fan.
All right.
But
Are you done?
But look at it this way.
cattle
Let's use
hate.
let's use something like
I'm
the
just
Fast
joking.
and Furious franchise or the Mission Impossible franchise, which are going to have movies made all the time. You get each little box set with each individual movie. In my opinion, I would rather buy them
Everybody,
individually, knowing so far
tell
when the
you,
entire series is done, they're going to release it all at once, and then I'll buy it then. And not, oh, here's the 8 movie set or here's the 9 movie set when you're going to be on 11 or 12 of that franchise soon, and it's still going to go on. So it's like now I have to buy 2 more complete
That's
sets.
a It looks like the value brand when you got the 9 collection set and then the 11 set is out. It looks like you
They,
got the
they did that with Bond to celebrate James Bond's 50th. They only included up to what was it, Casino Royale, and then they did 3 more Daniel Craig movies, and they never released them in that same type of artwork.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I mean,
just
seriously,
they don't
you're
care.
going to
They don't
celebrate
care. They
James
know what they're
Bond?
doing.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying. But then they never re-released all of the Daniel Craig stuff in one set with all the other Bonds.
Hmm. Yeah,
They
but
released them up to Casino Royale, but they didn't release all of them that way.
we're
You see, that's
we're
what I'm
up in
saying. It's
arms
like,
about this, but it's an old thing. Like I remember seeing the old chat boards and forums where people were like, "Please release the other seasons of this show." They stopped. It's a 10 season show, and they stopped at 6 or 4. And for years, they leave us hanging. They've been doing this since the early DVD
mhm.
years. And guess what they did when they finally released those? They released the
what they
whole
do,
series.
Cal, what they do, A.
Yeah, that's what they did. They released the whole thing, so you got to pay. You can't buy the series as you need. You got to buy the whole thing for. You're paying for the seasons you already got, and just don't be a reseller because nobody wants those seasons. They're just going to go after the whole complete set. You know, so because as collectors, if you're a single person, like you like all of them single, you want all of them single. If you're a person that likes a box set, you want them all in a box. You're one or the other. A lot of people don't. There's not many people that really like it. Nobody wants a half a set with 2 other seasons on the side. Nobody really likes that. You know what I mean? That's the kid on the bus nobody likes. No offense. Just saying.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's real though.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I mean, like I think Latil Moore said it in the chat. A lot of it comes down to distribution rights with some of these franchise, who owns it, and they can't put it out all into a box set. But we know it's an age old game that they've been playing with us as collectors and people that want these films and TV shows. That's what they're gonna do. It's very strategic on whether let's say like what's coming out, RoboCop 2, and then the remake is coming out. There's no sign of 3, which everybody hates it. So it's like, do we put it out? But even if we put it in a box set and try to charge $79 for it, people, it's not going to be as tempting to people because they don't want that third movie. So it's like some people are going to wait for that price drop and then grab it. So now we're still losing money on it. So it's a strategic play that they do. I hate it when it comes to things like, let's say, Friday the 13th, Jurassic Park, and some of these other titles where we just keep constantly seeing, new steelbook art, new slipcover art, new box set. It gets very old real quick. I know some people really love those franchises and they're gonna buy every one that comes out. But when you got, some of us sit back and just be like, man, why they keep doing this? But then there's other franchises or other titles that we'd love to have. Why they just not pushing those out? It's easy for them to grab that $30 from the customer. That's, there's enough of them that's going to buy this new re-release just because it's a new case, same disc, but it's a new case. But they know that there's people that go crazy over it. I'm not one of them. I can't do it. But there's a lot of people that do. So like I said, it's strategic and it's pretty smart from a business standpoint. I can't get with it myself.
I wish they get smart and do Nightmare on Elm Street so we can get that box set and get over that lie.
It's like Floyd said in the chat. What annoys him is when the studios put out the sequels and nothing matches, like RoboCop with Arrow and RoboCop 2 with Shout.
Yeah.
Nothing matches.
DC animated. They stopped matching. Yeah. So I mean, look, guys. This
shot at you, Ben.
We say it wasn't, but we say this, but we all know why they do it. Like, I mean, like, and not even just beyond the business part, just the part of people wanting stuff. Like, I mean, the fact, like, all right, you take a lower tier movie. How many times are people going to buy that? People are going to buy Jurassic Park a million times. People are going to buy Fast and Furious a million times. So they know that, and we know that. So yeah, and what's the cheapest way to do that? Just come up with new artwork. And what's sad about it is we've discussed this, guys, but the custom steelbooks are better than the steelbooks they release. That's another story for another day. But but a fan will support everything. I used to buy everything Terminator. Didn't matter from DVD to Blu-ray. I used to buy every edition. Somewhere along the line, I stopped because it gets old. I used to do it for Enter the Dragon as well. But why? And then when you start looking at how much room you got, it's like, nah, this got to stop somewhere. But
Cal, you ain't got that many movies. Chill out.
Okay, he ain't got them problems.
Okay.
First world problems.
Okay. I'm putting cases out on all you mother. All right, that's cool.
As long as my case comes with a DVD, a Blu-ray, and a 4K.
Facts.
Okay. He want them Walmart cases where the 4K and the Blu-ray and the DVDs.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea.
But, the collectors, the faces they make when they see it, though. The people that don't buy DVDs,
yes. but here's the thing. But here's the thing. What they don't realize is those DVDs have those special features on them that they would want. That's the thing. Those DVDs have those special features. Whereas the Blu-rays and that 4K is just the movie. So if you're a special feature person,
Blu-rays used to have the special features and stuff on there.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful. I don't know about y'all, and I'm probably going off topic, but you just got
here you go.
Pause,
no, it's on topic, Jagoda. It's on topic.
I used to love that stuff. Like you pop in the Blu-ray, and then you got like the beginning parts, and then the previews and all that stuff that now we don't get with 4K. It's just straight to the movie. Like that stuff. Again, it's an experience thing. It's like the theater. It's an experience, and it's like it almost got you hyped to buy it. And I'm sure you guys have went through this. The amount of times I bought movies just from seeing the previews from another movie, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and the menus. Let's not talk about some of the menus. Like the Terminator 2 DVD menu will always be like the greatest menu I've ever saw. If you ever had it, that extreme edition version of it, if y'all guys ever had it, you'll understand why I say it. It's phenomenal.
DVDs
even the
have
Resident Evil.
Menus, yes.
I fell asleep a couple times with that menu still playing, and he wake up and it's still on. It was like 5 hours ago.
Yeah, I swear I used to do that, especially PS2 era. Like when we used to play our games and we just put a movie in and just go to sleep. We used to just let that thing play.
So Ben, he just talked about the all-in-ones that just recently came out with Amazon, Walmart does. It comes with the DVD, the 4K, the Blu-ray. And Kyle, you said something very funny that leads us right into our next topic. I think your exact words was, "You should see how some of these collectors look when a DVD is included." So that leads us to our next topic, which is actually your topic: shaming collectors for not upgrading or having a bunch of common titles in their collection. Does what another person collect really matter that much?
It shouldn't.
All right, yeah, I'll let y'all go first. I mean, if y'all
It
want me to go, who
shouldn't.
want to go
Nah,
first?
Cal, go, Cal, go, Cal.
Nah,
Go,
Ben.
Cal.
Ben got something. Ben, no, Ben got something on his mind. Look, his head is shining. He's ready. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ben. Do your thing.
He
Okay.
said it set his shot.
Okay. Should they be shamed? No. They should not be shamed. It doesn't matter what other people collect. But I'm going from the whole comic book realm too. Omnibuses come out, and it's like, unless you have this omnibus with this artwork from Alex Ross, your other one doesn't matter. Or if you prefer individual comics, it doesn't matter. You need this one. You need this one, and it's like it's getting to a point that if you don't buy the shiniest new item, you're deemed not a collector. If you're still,
It doesn't
take it this way.
matter.
You take it this way. TV shows. If you're a huge TV show fan, most of what you're getting is DVDs, because a lot of them are not on Blu-ray or 4K. And I don't need Friends on 4K. Just give me some of these other TV shows that we don't have on
What's
DVD
wrong with having
at all.
friends? What's wrong with having friends, bro?
I don't need them on 4K. It's the same
I need
Blu-ray.
friends
It's the same.
everywhere, bro.
It's the same Blu-ray. It's the same 4K transfer that was on those Blu-ray discs that are on this 4K.
Oh, y'all talking about the show Friends? Oh no, I don't need that.
Yes.
No,
No, but I'm just saying, from a standpoint of like Jagoda,
I'm
you
lost.
always joke with me about the Cosby Show, the set I have.
Oh, you said it?
No, no, but here's the thing: we're never going to see something like that on Blu-ray. So the only way you're going to get it is on DVD. And for the longest time, if you collect DVDs, oh, you're not a real collector. Well, what happens if all I want? Maybe that's what's in my budget. Maybe that's all I can afford until I find them at like half price books for dirt cheap, or online for dirt cheap, or at Goodwill for dirt cheap. Maybe sometimes buying a DVD because you want to see a movie, because you want to watch the movie, is more important to some people than buying the Blu-ray or 4K because of some fancy artwork. # burn the slips.
Yeah, here's my thing. Shaming somebody for their collection just in general is trash. So if anybody out here does that, that's trash.
There's a lot of people that do that.
Because a collection is supposed to be personal to the person collecting it. So whatever they like, that's what it is. Secondly, like if you look at TV series box sets are 1,000 times better than anything that we're currently getting for any TV series. Like the amount of packaging, how they were packaging back in the day, you can't compare it to what they were doing now. Like now, they just give you the case and that's it. Back then, each season, if you buy it separately, they'll have its own case, like the Martin series or the Tales from the Crypt. You got the lenticulars for like the Incredible Hulk. Like they were making the statues of it and stuff. So like the DVDs packaging back in the day, even for special features, special editions for movies were better, right? Now we got steelbooks and stuff, which is beautiful. The artwork on the slips is beautiful. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't shame someone because each collection is your own personal thing, right? Some people want to get it just to get it. Some people do want the upgrade so it could look better. I mean, however you want it, however you want to collect your movies, that's how you want to, but you shouldn't shame somebody. You shouldn't shame somebody for wanting to buy 4K, and you shouldn't shame somebody for wanting to buy DVDs, right? At the end of the day, we're movie collectors. We do like artwork and stuff, but the movies is the movie. So, I shame Cal, because Cal is different. But outside of Cal, you my bro, Cal. But outside of that,
You about to catch this left. Just saying.
But here goes with something
I know
you did say. You did say, Jagoda, about them upgrading it. I mean, for some people, they even say that the 4K transfers suck. To the point where, I got rid of my Blu-ray to upgrade it to 4K because it's in 4K only because it has that label, that 4K label on it. And then they say, this transfer sucks. I wish I had my Blu-ray back. Or sometimes this Blu-ray sucks. I wish I had my DVD back.
It's a lot of sucking.
I never experienced that. I ain't gonna front, but what I will say,
You haven't?
your TV plays a big role in a lot of things, right? Like it
True.
does play a big role. Ben was talking the other day about getting the OLED. Hey, listen,
Mm.
it's beautiful. But sometimes, like, yeah, I'm sure
Yikes.
the transfers between the Blu-ray and the 4K is not that much. But when it is, it's like, oh my gosh, great. But again, it's some people just want it for the movie. Some people want to see it in its best quality possible. All that stuff is so subjective with a lot of things. At the end of the day, I think as a collector, I get excited to see what other people are collecting, even if I don't collect it personally, right? If I don't
Hmm.
have it, it's just exciting
Right.
that someone gets this, and then you get to see what actually comes out. Like a lot of people now, because maybe they don't buy DVDs, they know nothing about what comes out on DVD, right? So to see somebody pull out a DVD, and you're like, oh shoot, like that's dope, and they got good artwork on it. So I don't know. The shaming part is a bit off. You know,
I mean,
it's a bit
the
off.
shaming comes in all forms, guys. Like, it doesn't have to be exclusive to DVD buyers. Which is weird because we welcome VHS when we see them collectors. They don't get the same shame as DVD collectors, which is a later format. I never understood that, but nevertheless, there's shame for everybody. It goes around very, you know, it's a bullet with no name on it. It hits everybody. But the thing about it is when we feel
A lot
obligated,
fewer.
and a lot of us feel like not I don't want to say me, but there's a lot of people that feel obligated to what's the hot item? You know, it's new on 4K. It's a big deal. We've been asking for it, so I got to buy it. Even when they hear that it's trash, it's like, oh, well, I've been asking for it and everybody else bought it. I got to try it out, which is fine. Which is fine. And I understand it was only on DVD, so it's finally coming to Blu-ray. I totally get that because that's usually a jump. Unless they really did a shit transfer, that's usually a good jump. But that's another thing about a lot of people that get shamed about Blu-rays. That's happening too now, where it's 4K only. Like you see them
Mhm.
going to these stores and they're like, I don't want that Blu-ray. I'm only doing 4Ks, D-Ray. But the thing about it is it's okay because some of these things are shot like especially these newer movies. They're shot and they're compressed, so you're getting a 4K transfer compressed on a Blu-ray disc, and it's virtually almost the same. Sometimes, like all right, your Mavericks, your Top Gun Mavericks. A lot of people hate the Terminator Dark Fate 4K, but that 4K is one of the best. Like that sound is crazy. If you got it and you know what I mean. Casino was really good, but it's far and few between with 4K. Like the jump. Now our jump from DVD from VHS to DVD huge, from DVD to Blu-ray huge, but that Blu-ray to
Mhm.
4K
Mhm.
very seldom we get one that really blows us away, and it's just to shame people about it. Like it's like a thing. You have to get this copy or this edition, or what are you talking about? Well, like, and then everybody's in their bubble. I noticed that too. Like there are people that are such aficionados, but they don't even know that, DVD still sells. Then they make all these excuses why it sells. Well, numbers. You guys always live and die by numbers. The numbers support the argument. And then
Mhm.
they're always like, I hear them all the time, like, well, we should get rid of DVDs. And a lot of stuff we get goes away. There's stuff that only comes those Shutter exclusives. A lot of them only go to DVD. There's a lot of good movies. RLJE makes a lot of good movies. They only go to DVD. Wrestling for a long time before they stopped, they only were DVD. Like a lot of TV shows are only DVD. Music videos and concerts DVD. So we miss so much. Like a lot of horror DVD. So it's
Some of
to
those
say that
supposed to
it
stay on DVD though, Cal.
but it's just I'm not campaigning like, oh, DVD's the best. I'm no, that's not the argument. The fact is that if that's all we got and that's all we get, it's better than nothing. Because I think ownership is the most important thing out of all the reasons you collect. I think ownership is the number one thing. And also too, I come from the VHS era, guys. I come from so DVD isn't as bad as you guys make it. Like, and neither is VHS. You guys make it like it's some ancient. You got to decode it to see it and shit. I really don't get what I'm starting to think that people don't have upscaling. They don't even know what that means. Like, and there's a lot of 4K players that don't upscale good. So, which is crazy for the amount of money you're paying for them, and they don't even upscale. But, and that's another thing. 4K's discs are always faulty. How many stories have broken about bad discs? Do y'all really remember that happening that much with Blu-rays and DVDs? It just didn't, And I don't know, guys. There's just a lot of shaming that I don't like to see, and
Here's
I don't get it. And if DVDs, like a lot of you guys say, won't they stop making them because it's not exclusive to you or something that you don't care about? They stop making them, guys. This shit all falls because they justify this as a numbers game, and they include all the numbers as physical media whole. When those casuals who only buy DVDs, when them libraries that only buy DVDs, and all these people, when them numbers go away, this shit dead. It doesn't make any money. Like people, I know the community is big and it's small at the same time, but we're small guys. Like especially the Blu-rays and the 4K people alone, it's very narrow.
here's
So we need it all.
I'm going
But
to say something, and it might get me canceled off of YouTube, especially in this
All right, hold on.
community.
Let me videotape it. Go.
But this is not a collecting, shaming the collector thing. This is I'm a content creator shaming other content creators for what they have, more so than the movie themselves, rather than just buying a DVD. Because you could go with someone who doesn't have a channel buying a DVD, and it's fine that they buy it. But you're a content creator on YouTube in the circle of movie collecting, in the realm of physical media. You buy a DVD, you're shunned.
That's bars, Ben. And you know what? A lot of them get the shit for free. They get it
You
for free,
can't
and they
spell
shaming
bars
people.
without putting that out.
Or said it.
Yeah, you getting
Yeah,
free stuff from your viewers. You're getting free stuff from the studios, which is cool. I'm not, there's no, I'm not
Cal,
shaming
you
that
told
part
me
of it.
not to send you any DVDs. What you talking about?
I don't want your DVDs, bruh. But anyway, but I'm just saying, like, how you gonna shame people, and then half of the stuff you're getting, you don't even pay for it, And that's another part of it. It's like you're shaming because there's like this stigma to, oh, you must, if you buy DVDs or if you buy this or you don't buy new movies, you go thrifting, you must can't afford them. No,
It,
that's not always the case. Like, it's just
yeah,
there's
it's
a
a lack
lot
of
of weird
understanding
shit.
too, though. Like, it's a lack of understanding because if you're a person that only collects something, sometimes, like people think, okay, if the Blu-ray is let's say $20 and the 4K is 25, why not just buy the 4K and future-proof your collection, right? And some people
hmm
don't understand, like, hey, I may want this or this is the only movie, like you were saying, that's on this format, and I want the movie so much that I'm going to buy it. So I think a lot of
hmm
it comes from because they don't understand it or agree with it. It automatically is like, nah, that's wrong. Why would you do that? That's
But here's
dumb,
the
right?
thing. There's a lot of movies
And
out there that haven't seen the light of a Blu-ray or 4K that are on DVD that no one will be able to watch it. No one
yeah,
watches because they're stuck in that mindset of it has to be Blu-ray or 4K better. You're missing out
100%.
on a whole world of cinema out there.
hmm
And if you're
But
a
some of those
true
people may
movie
not care.
and if you're a true movie fan, that should hurt you. That should pain you, because if you're a true movie fan, you want to see the movies that are out there, not
Yeah,
just
but you know,
these so little collections of Blu-rays and 4Ks here. These are the only movies that ever exist. No,
but
you know how many
you know what
movies are
else?
out there from the early stages of Hollywood to even the
Oh yeah.
70s and 80s that don't see a Blu-ray or 4K? I mean, you're telling me that those movies are not as good as these ones that are getting them? That's
Hey,
But we
bullshit,
come
and
from
I'm done
we
with
come
that.
from a
VHS
different
is
era
worse.
too, though. We come from a different era, and I'm gonna tell you why. We are used to seeing VHS, right? We used to seeing VHS. We used to seeing DVDs. We used to seeing Laserdisc.
hmm
Our eyes can see that clearly, right? I can watch a DVD tonight and be like, yes, it's regular. But you take somebody who's only been used to Blu-ray and 4K. It's same thing with video games. I can go back and play the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis. I understand it. But to take somebody who's used to PS4 and PS5 and say go play a Nintendo, they're gonna look like you're like crazy.
But they
Right? Because
Bro,
still
they're
emulate
not
it on their PlayStation 5. They
bro,
still emulate it
no
on
bro.
their Switch.
hundred
It's the
percent.
I'm
same
But
thing.
they're so it's like if you're used
That's
to
an excuse though,
1080p to
Dakota.
go down. No, I'm not. I'm saying that some people this is their experience. I don't agree with it, but this is
hmm
their experience. If you're used to this, coming down to this, they're gonna
hmm
call it trash. They're not gonna like it. It's not gonna be their thing, and then it's gonna be a waste. Like, why would you do this when you have this? Because they're used to
But that's
this at
the
this
point
point.
where you say you buy what you buy and you let other people see. We ain't
No,
talking about the logistics
that's it.
of what's better because nobody's going to argue that a DVD is better than those other two
Yeah.
formats, 4K and Blu-ray. We're
That's
not
not what I'm
arguing that,
arguing either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're
yeah, but it
arguing
goes back to what I was saying before. Like
but like
it's
he said, movies
because
are
it's
stuck.
different from you.
But movies are stuck, and if you're and we're not really talking about the casuals because most casuals don't care. We're talking about the movie fans and the people with these channels and this and that, and nobody in particular. But this has been going on long before a lot of people. Like it's
Throw a
years
name out,
of this.
Cal. Get
But
Gally.
I don't have a name, but I just know I see it a lot. But the thing about it is there's stuff stuck on this format, and for you to say that, and your movie fans, your movie critics, your movie aficionados, whatever you want to call it, and lovers, you're cutting off a lot of material, a lot of great material, especially the horror. Like there's so much horror that's never even made it from VHS. So like honestly, I look at it like that. So I'm happy to get it on any disc format. But I mean, it's not about like which one looks better because I don't want people to confuse that. Like, what is these dudes talking about? That's not the argument. It's just the fact that movies are here, and if you guys are really about ownership, if you really are fans of movies, you will get it the way you can. It's not a big deal. And if you guys support it, they'll put it out on an upgraded format. But a lot of
But
you guys,
some
let's be real. Some people are just in it for the moment. They're not really in it because they're fans. They're just in it for the moment. You know.
one thing the
And bro,
pandemic did
one more
though,
thing.
the
I'm sorry.
pandemic
One
gave
more
us
thing.
upgrades.
One more
Yeah, it
thing.
was called streaming, Jagoda.
She got long hair.
No,
She's fine. Even with short hair, she's fine. So it's the same thing, bro. Like the movies and DVD, it ain't as good as Blu-ray, but it's still fine. It's fine either way. It's the content, bro. Like it's still the same movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But best believe I will upgrade at some point. And that's another thing. If I got it on DVD, guys, guess what? That thing dropping in price before I buy it. I already have it. I'm probably not even gonna watch it for 3 years after buying it. Why would I run out and buy it?
A lot of
Yeah,
people wouldn't be talking about these Maltese Falcons, these Casablancas, if it wasn't for the 4K or Blu-ray format. Those would be movies lost in the annals of time, according to some collectors, because it's only going to be on DVD format, or even on VHS format, or even
say
on
the name.
film reel.
Say
So
the
it's
name,
like
Ben.
until classics come out on these 4Ks, and they're like, well, this movie doesn't exist, and then it comes out and they're like, oh, this is the best thing ever because it's on 4K. That's where we have the issue.
True Lies.
That's where the shaming happens, is with stuff like that.
Right. Like a lot of y'all know True Lies is a dope movie. It is. It is probably a top 10.
That
That's not a
transfer
top
was
5.
garbage.
It's not even a top 5 horror movie. We were just hyping that because that's the thing. When they give us Nightmare on Elm Street, we'll just be like, oh, it's getting to the point. I think Nightmare on Elm Street is going to be the last great collection moment we're going to have as a whole, that everybody's going to be like, oh my god, because it's it. This is the last one. So
True Lies in
but
top 5 Arnold. Whoa,
no, not at all.
that's another. That's for the next stream, y'all. We're gonna leave that.
Hold up, real quick. Can we deter this for a quick second? Just we won't even add no add on. Just a yes or a no. Is it top 5, D-Ray? Arnold.
Hold up before I get my answer. Then y'all two give y'all top 5 Arnolds.
Okay. All right.
Top
Oh, this
5.
is tough for me. I'm going Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's
easy.
my bro right there. There you go. Keep going.
Yeah, that's easy. Terminator 1. End of Days. And this is where it gets hard. Is it Predator? Is it Commando? I love Kindergarten Cop. I love Jingle All the Way. It's hard. It's hard. But I'll just for the sake of the argument, I'll throw it definitely Running Man ain't top 5. Just saying. So I'll throw I'm sorry, Total Recall, number 4. Total Recall. And I'll just because I love Kindergarten Cop, guys. I really do. So I'll just throw that in there.
You would, Cal.
Bro, you like taking Pelican 1, 2. You like Red Sonja over Conan the Barbarian, bro.
Kindergarten Cop. Oh
bro.
Man.
Bro, don't do it. Now, what's your top 5?
Yeah. Top 5 is Terminator 2.
Now it's all trash. Here it comes.
No. Terminator 2. Me, Running Man. True Lies.
Stop it. True Lies is better than Total Recall? Are you serious? It's better than Predator.
I like True Lies. I like True Lies
over Predator.
I ain't get to. I still got 3 more. I mean, I still got 2 more to go.
Bruh.
Predator. And then my fifth. See, my fifth is different. I don't expect anybody to have 5.
You about to say 5. Sabotage, bro? You about to say Sabotage?
No, I'm gonna say Running Man because I know I'm a fan. I mean, Red Sonja.
You said Running Man already.
No, Red Sonja. I don't expect nobody to have that in top 5, but that's just a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah. And you laughing at me? Yo, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. All right, go ahead, D-Ray. Is it
All
top
right, I'll
five?
say probably. I'll say probably. It might be 6 or 7 because I got Predator, Terminator 2, Terminator, Running Man. Then I might go. It's either going to be End of Days or Kindergarten Cop. I'm not too sure, and then I'll go True Lies.
Ben, is it
T2,
top five?
T2, T1,
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Kindergarten Cop, Twins,
Mm,
Last Action
mm,
Hero.
mm.
Twins. Nice.
Nah,
Yeah,
he
I'm the
ain't
only
get you
one on
no
this panel,
smoke.
y'all, that don't like T1 the same way. I don't.
All right, we
I'm
ain't
the only
gonna get
one up
into
here.
all that. That's another symbol stream, maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not top five, bro. But here you
No,
go.
it is.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's get into this final topic of the night. We're coming to a close. But this is a really good question. Comes from Jagoda. Because we've seen this year things have really switched up when it comes to brick and mortar, going into stores and seeing those lovely titles sitting on shelves. It's becoming scarce out here for us. So Jagoda Blues question topic of the night for number 5. What keeps the fire in you to continue collecting despite the lack of in-store titles? No opportunity to see or choose the perfect slip or slip cover or steel book or impulse buy. Me for one, it does suck. Even though I haven't, it's been a long time since I even walked in Best Buy, even before they finished selling what they had left. It had probably been about 2-3 weeks before they finally, closed it all out that I had been in there. Walmart has never been a good place for me to go for movies. Target is, they might as well not have movies either at this point. But it's not a good feeling going into stores now, especially like Walmart, who you hear is supposed to be taking over. And it's not taking over in every store because the one closest to my house doesn't have the steelbook section at all. It still looks like it did before. Then the other one that's close by to me, it does have steelbooks, but it never gets stopped. And that's typical Walmart. So not seeing these movies, on Tuesdays, going into the store, being able to, at least go look at them, being able to browse around. Like I said, go through it, find that perfect slip or steel book that's not dented, doesn't have spine slash. Having those opportunities just aren't there anymore. And it's no different than what we've seen before from CDs, cassette tapes, records, and things like that. So it's a revolving cycle. So now it's finally hit us. It's also hit video games. So I'm sure they feel the same thing. But it's not a good feeling. It actually sucks. And I see a lot of people posting, even though this was a problem before, that they're getting shipped these steel books, they're dented, crushed, and things like that are happening. So now you can't just say, well, I'll run to the store and go grab me one. Now you got to order it, wait for that one to come in, and you got to send that one back, or however they tell you to take care of that. So I do wish we still had, because I don't have a mom and pop shop or secondhand place to go get used copies of movies and things like that. So me seeing physical copies in the store, just it ain't really happening for me.
Mm, sad.
So the question was, what keeps the fire going for us?
Yeah. Oh, let me finish that then.
Yeah.
Let me finish real quick. So for me, pretty much what's keeping the fire for me is that this year a lot of titles are coming out that I have been waiting on. So like your RoboCop 2, Blown Away, Twister, The Crow. So there's a lot of titles that are still coming. It's sporadic. They're not close together, which I'd rather them not be anyway. But it's a lot of titles that I've just been waiting on. The gotta have day one titles that I've just loved throughout the year. So it's still feeling good for me to be able to get these titles that are coming out. I'm just waiting, like we said, on Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe like The Rock, Armageddon, and a few other Demolition Man titles like that. And as long as those come here and there, I'm totally happy. But just not being able to go walk into a store and see some of this stuff is not a good feeling.
Yeah,
Man
I
forgot all
agree.
about his fire.
I
He
agree.
said, "Oh wait,
Nah, I think mine's is similar. So just what you said, like because with the pandemic, we did see a lot of older titles get their first Blu-ray, their first 4K. So for me, one of the things that keeps me going is the upgrades, right? Was it 2 years ago or something? Me personally, it was a good year because they gave me the upgrades for Boomerang, Harlem Nights, Back to the Beach. Like we're getting Twist on 4K, so a lot of these upgrades are exciting. So that keeps me going. Another thing is actually seeing other collectors' collection, like because when I see that and then I see things, I see what they're continuing to do, and it's exciting to me personally. And then it's like, okay, let me think about some of the things I don't have. So like that hunt of trying to find even I'm like maybe now 14 years into collecting. I still have things that I don't have that I want. So that kind of keeps it going. But I think when I see other people collecting, I see other people doing these videos on their collection, it kind of gets me going to be like, yo, I want to get that, or and that's why personally I don't understand the shaming of people's collection because, and honestly, it's one of the reasons that I did Heat Treat and loved it, is because you get to see everyone's collection and it everyone's got some in their collection, at least one thing that's just super dope. That's like no one's gotten, no one's talked about in whatever it is. And so yeah, seeing people collecting, that keeps me like, yeah, you know what? I need to get this thing. I need to get this thing. And then I want to have more movies than Cal. So,
It's not
it's
gonna
all
happen.
competition at the end of the day. That's the
It's
truth,
not gonna happen.
That's all the truth.
It's not gonna happen, and that's where the shame takes place. I gotta shame
See,
you.
look at Cal shaming me.
You're like Paulie and Goodfellas. Now I gotta turn my back
Yeah,
on you.
now I gotta turn back. Yeah.
What about you, Cal?
Oh, I was waiting for Ben. He looked like he pondering like Dr. Evil, Mr. Evil. I just thought he was gonna say something like he was
You
about
go
to drop
first,
the
Cal.
atomic bomb on us.
Ben ain't gonna say
Oh,
nothing but
okay.
resell.
Hey yo, these is a little hit and a little shots that Jacoda's been taking at me all night, yo. He got one more. He got one more. But anyway, what keeps the fire going? A while ago, it comes and it goes with me, man. It really does. Sometimes I don't care nothing about nothing that's coming out. Like I could still care, especially when life is lifing. You don't really care. But there's other times where you guys do get me going. And Jacoda didn't mention that because he's a hater.
Pause.
He didn't mention that we keep him going. He hits us up like, "What you got?" And then he'd be like, "All right, I'm back in the game." He didn't give us our props there, but
Because
that's
you don't
Jacoda
want
for
me to talk about that. That's why.
you. Yeah, okay. But I I think it's a select few of us that keeps us going. A lot of people are jumping ship. A lot of people are giving up on media. A lot of people that I remember doing the content creators, they're not really in it like they were. There's not a lot of titles being released that they like, and I hate to say they're not real collectors because sometimes I feel like saying that because I think if one store closes down like a Best Buy and you ready to jump ship, like were you really built for this anyway? But that's neither here or there. But as far as my fire, I think it's just seeing what you guys are collecting. Not that I feeling that I have to compete or that I just or I'm obligated. Not that part of it, but just seeing that there is like, oh man, Dakota got Demolition Man. I love that movie, man. That's one of. Oh yeah, they about to drop New Jack City. Like that's those announcements keeps fires
Living.
going. Living, but that's pretty much it's pretty. I don't want to be doom and grim. I just haven't really been feeling it other than TV series for movies late. Movies been trash. I'll just be honest. Look, I'm trying to hold it back. Movies has been trash. But fair to say. So the new movies haven't been really cutting it. So I just been really on TV stuff. I've been collecting a lot of wrestling, and I've actually got a little bit back into collecting some games. So but eventually for me, I know how I am. It'll pick back up. There's stuff that I'm missing, stuff I need to catch up on. Stuff will be released, and I'll get it.
Win,
That's
Cal.
that's the last one. That's the last one.
He said,
That's the last one,
he
bruh.
said that this is what they came for here. Win,
That's why we that's
Cal.
that's why we're gonna keep him outside all night. Look at the sun going down. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm tired of
All
you,
right.
bruh.
Hey Ben, give us a real answer. Give
Yeah,
us a
Ben,
real
what you
answer.
got?
Could you put up that
I didn't
that
want to be doom and
question
gloom.
again?
Look,
You
Ben
ready?
don't even know the question. It's been so long.
No, I do. I wanted to address the second part first, and then the first part, Cal.
What's
That's
the
why
second part? Wait a minute.
That
No
slip
opportunity to
part,
see.
the perfect slip.
Yeah, the no opportunity to see or choose the perfect steelbook or impulse buy. It's there. You just are shaming yourselves for not enjoying movies that are or only released on DVD. You never know what you might get in there. Yes, it might be a cheesy shark movie, but some of us love
Say that
cheesy
twice.
shark movies.
Say that twice.
Well,
Except
it's
Sharknado.
like this. There's no slipcovers on them. Half the time, some of the DVDs at Walmart have slipcovers on them, and the Blu-rays and 4Ks don't. So
It don't
you're
matter.
saying
They're
you're
DVDs.
not going to impulse buy something. You're saying you're a slipcover fan or collector, but you're not going to buy that because it's on a DVD because
Mhm.
you're reading it. It might sound like an interesting movie, but you're like, oh, I'm not going to buy it because of the format. The impulse buy
Mhm.
is there. You just have to open up your eyes and be interested or be open to new experiences. And about it not being in stores, I mean, I have 3 Walmarts within a 30-minute radius to me, and it's like one carried all the steel books, one had all the new releases every week, and the other one had nothing. So it's like the inconsistencies among brands, among the store brands, is ridiculous. The inconsistency from going from one Walmart to another within like 30 minutes of each other are ridiculous.
That's
Because
the final
you
nail.
you you would think one brand would have their stores laid out exactly the same way, have the exact same products, or this maybe have a little bit as differences because, like in retail, you go to your where you carry stuff specifically for where you're located. Because I bet you guys will have a different stuff in Walmart than I would here, but yet we would still have a lot of the same stuff, but we would have different like local products or stuff like that in there because that's where they should vary. I work retail. I work at a home improvement store that is laid out exactly the same in every store. The only difference is where your market is. You might have some local products within that store. So
What do
the
you mean,
inconsistency
Ben?
factor of Walmart or these other things are ridiculous. And a couple comments there saying people have always said, "Oh, Amazon's horrible to ship from." I've never had an issue with Amazon.
You
None of my stuff has
lie.
been
You
none of my
serious?
stuff is none of my stuff has been busted or
Mm.
broken.
I just got some best stuff from them.
But most of my stuff, yeah, and most of the stuff I've gotten messed up from has been from not necessarily in the bubble mailers from Amazon. They've been in the boxes.
Mm.
Anything I've gotten that's been in a bubble mailer from them hasn't been damaged.
You must be real. I mean, they must know you or something. You got the inside deal, man. I cause they
Don't
and
you know
man,
it, Cal?
they just jacked me on a gift card. They're like, nah, that gift card ain't right. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah,
Cal,
uh,
damn
that's
gift
the
card scams.
yo. I ain't running no scams, man. Yo, stop with your Kaufman special shirt on, man. Stop that,
Well,
man.
well,
Check at me, bro.
This is Prince of Wales.
I mean,
Oh, you caught it. You caught it. No, I meant to say J.C. Penney, top of the line, buddy.
Top of the line, buddy.
but then we get into the latest news out there that GameStop's going back into the movie market. If you notice,
Yeah,
it's
we'll
only
see.
new releases. They started with Kong and Godzilla, or Godzilla Kong, the new Empire. They started with that one.
Oh, nice.
They started with Kong. That
But
just sounds wrong.
here's the thing. But here's the thing about it. You walk into a store. It's in a small little section, like not even against the wall. It's like right in one of their middle end cap things,
Uh-huh.
and it's like here's like usually where they have all the previously played games, the cheap games, the clearance racks. It's right there. So it's like
Mm.
they don't even have a spot for it at GameStop that
It was
that deems
it was a ploy, huh, Ben? Like it's all
and
just,
it's only like they only had like 2 copies at the couple stores I
Mm.
stopped at of each one. 2 copies.
Yeah, I can see Ben running in the store like an inspector, inspecting how many copies they
No,
got.
but it goes down with the thing of these stores don't get this stuff. These stores are getting this stuff. A lot of it's
Nah,
online sales that don't actually see the floor. Online
yeah, I hear
sales,
you.
stuff that's on that store pickup from online sales, they take it off the
Mhm.
shelves, or it doesn't even see the shelf before when they have to pull that order. So
I'm
a
so,
lot of
oh,
that,
man.
and so some of
Mm.
that could very well be that they're doing these pickup orders or these online orders to fulfill them. because usually Walmart does it. Oh, we'll fulfill it from the nearest store. Your store doesn't have it. We'll fulfill it from the nearest store. So yeah, so they're taking it off the shelf before someone can actually buy it in store and shipping it out to someone else.
Yo, Ben, I had to mute the mic real quick because I was just laughing so hard. I can literally see you with that face you had in the battle in the store in the GameStops, slamming the 2 copies on the desk, talking about where's the other copies? Don't you know you're supposed to have this out on Tuesday? Like I can really see you going off on them dudes. I'm with you, Ben.
Well, no,
Hashtag get it
because
right.
I asked them because I brought in stuff to trade in,
See?
and then
Okay.
I asked, okay, you guys are doing movies again. Here's a couple movies I would like to trade in. They're like, we're not trading in movies. We're just doing the new stuff there. So they're not even trading in the old stuff to make it a marketplace like they do trade in video games. They're not going to trade in movies. So it's either you're buying it new or you're going in there and not buying it because you would want to trade something in, like kind of like Half Price Books does. You trade it in, you get the credit, you go on and can do a purchase that way. GameStop's not doing that. They don't want to sit on that merchandise because according to them, it doesn't sell.
Well,
But
that a
yet,
lot of that is miscommunication with the workers. Like they have these conceived notions about things, and they're like, just like Walmart, they don't stock that stuff. They think I'll get to it when I can. Don't nobody buy physical media. That's how they think. And until these companies like start making memos and start getting to them about that, this is going to be the final nail in physical media. It really is, because like if the people who are stocking the stuff aren't stocking the stuff, then the sales drop. Like I know people look at numbers, but numbers don't tell you the story. Like the story is it's not out there to even be sold.
the
So the
$5
same
bin's your
thing with,
best friend.
well, a lot of them are disappearing. Watch Johnny Jugs video; he don't even have any. So they're just it's different everywhere, man. And as far as GameStop, there's a silent little war between gamers and movie collectors. So like they're probably mad. Like you're taking up wall space for our games. Half of them is just there
You
to
mean
take our
taking
games.
up half the space that was given to the pops that are not selling there either? Because they have more
Pops is trash.
pops in some of these stores than they do video games, anyways.
All you pop collectors, I want to shame you so bad. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
They have
No, I'm just
pops, they
playing.
have Pokemon cards, they have Magic cards, they have all that stuff in there rather than video games most of the time. Or it's gearing towards more streamers like mics, headsets, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sad situation overall, man. But I think it's coming to that time. We're gonna close this thing out for the night. I think we had 5 great topics. I think the chat was really involved with us, had a lot to say as well. I think they enjoyed the night. So we want to thank you for joining us for Assemble episode 3, the finale, but not the final, because we will be back again. It may not be on this channel. It's probably gonna be on someone else's channel. But before we get out of here for tonight, you guys, if you have anything you want to say to the chat, you want to thank them for tuning into all 3 episodes, now's the time to do so.
Thank you, chat. We appreciate you. We always love to see your beautiful names. Can't say faces. Your beautiful names out there. We just get excited. We do this for y'all. We really do. And oh man, cue the music. Yeah. So let me put my Barry White on. So we do this for y'all.
I'm trying to read that chat GPT.
We got nothing but love for y'all. We got a hater and a button up there on the right, but it's all love. Come. If you're tired of these other guys all in the video, stealing content, come on over here to Assemble, man. We got open arms, man. One day we would like to have a show and just bring people up one day. So that's something that we're working on in the future. Like D-Ray said, it's gonna go. Damn, that music is just put me in a mellow mood, bro.
Pause. Come on.
Yeah. That's why I'm getting off of here with y'all. Like, y'all too much. Y'all too much. They did me dirty. I mean, D-Ray was alright, but these other 2 right here, they did me dirty, chat. They did me dirty. The get back is gonna be real though, right? Oh, it's gonna be real. But I love these guys, and I always have a great time with these guys. These guys are always make me feel welcome from the very first time I ever conversated with these guys or did anything with these guys. They're awesome. Shout out to Hunter too. Thank you for all the help. We appreciate you. We love you too. And like I said, everybody in the chat, Y'all the ones. Put your ones up. We the ones.
Um, Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight, tuned in to all three.
You ain't
Support is
smooth.
greatly appreciated. Now we smooth out here,
Nah, you try to be
Um,
smooth, bro.
let me tell you, it's extremely fun to do a stream with these guys, and the
Mm-hmm.
topics that we've had has been really fun. The banter is always on point, and the thing is, this is real stuff. Like this is real banter. We genuinely, I think, like speaking with each other and engaging. There's no hate or nothing, and I think that's what the community's missing. Just the ability to come on here, have fun, talk about topics that other people are thinking about, and engage with it, and it just be that. We could joke and clown on with each other, but at the end of the day, it's all fun and games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's amazing. I know I'll get nostalgic real quick, but I met all these guys during the pandemic. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to be able to become friends with someone that you've never sometimes met physically, but you've spoken with them so many times that
Yeah,
they've become
yeah.
like an actual staple person, in your life. So, and I think that's what this is all supposed to be about. So, but we do thank you guys for supporting us. Continue to do so because, you know, this is the finale, but not the final. So we definitely gonna be coming with something crazy. Shout out to everybody, Hunter.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everybody, Hunter. That's crazy.
Hunter get a special shout out.
Yeah.
He said everybody, Hunter. I like that though. That's cool. he thought he was Smooth James in up in here, bro. He was about to drop a button. Chill out, bro. Chill out. All
See
right,
what I got
let
there
Ben
with
have
Cal?
it.
Ben,
Yo,
do your thing,
superpower Ben. Yo,
Ben. Superpower, man.
nah, when he grabbed that beer, he about to go Super Saiyan. Ain't that what they say? Super Saiyan.
I'm just Super Saiyan trying to talk right now, Cal. So shh, be quiet.
Okay. All right. I ain't giving you no flowers, yo. No more. No more.
No, but first I want to take a huge shout out to Movie Hunter for not only the questions but being there behind the scenes for helping us put this assembled stream together. Man, you're amazing. You're awesome. These three fine gentlemen right here, my brothers. I can honestly say, like Jacoa said, we all met during the pandemic, and it just started like topics kind of like this, talking about them, just bumping heads on thoughts and stuff in sports, movies, stuff like that, and then just getting into talking life. Yeah, they're brothers, they're friends. I mean, I enjoy these streams with them. I enjoy the streams when I do my streams and they're in the chats, like, and we're all just goofing off. So I say something that I see what they write, and it's this is what a community is about. Something like this, where people could get together, no matter their differences of opinions, and come together and talk about it. And no matter what their differences of opinions are, know that deep down it's who they are, who they like, and who they want to be friends with are the same people. They may not like the same things as you, but they have the same mentality. They have the same moral compass. They have the same goals in life that you do. And maybe maybe they're just all happen to be right around the same age as you too, which helps a lot too, as well. So I just want to say thank you to you three and Hunter, and thank you to the chat for always being here for us during these assemble streams. Like it says, this is the finale, not the final. We are planning the next one will probably be in the planning stages soon. We just don't know when it's going to be, and we have to figure out what channel it's going to be on. But assembled will be reassembling soon.
Y'all making me sad as hell with this music, bro.
No
Like
doubt. I
everything
like
sounds
that.
ultra sad, bro. Get D-Ray off the music, bro. Like this shit crazy.
This music's good, man.
We thought you was gonna get some bars to it, but man, yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Hunter, for helping out in the background. We know you don't want to be on screen, but it's all good, man. Definitely appreciate the help. The chat, man, definitely would not be happening without you. Thank you to these three guys that's up here. I would, if it wasn't for Kyle really pushing this thing, guys wouldn't see me, man. As you know, I haven't really been making content, so this is how you guys have been seeing me on these episodes or on Ben's channel, or if one of these guys are doing anything. So coming up here every now and then, it's a fun time. Even though we all talk pretty much every day. If you guys heard the conversations that we be having and all the laughs, you know, you would enjoy it if we could put that type of content out, you know, on the regular. I think you guys would really love it. So it's always a fun time with these guys, man. We laugh, you know, we debate, we have some, you know, strong opinions on certain topics, but at the end of the day, man, we all good friends. You know, like Jagoda said, we all found each other during the pandemic, been riding with each other since then. We're gonna continue to ride with each other, man. It's a symbol.
Yeah, gang.
Can't wait to see all you guys again. Till the next time, we go.
Later. Yo, keep Ben holding up.